How's it going, folks? So the band ShadowStrike, forgive me, has released a brand new song here, and I don't think it's a cover, but it's called "Winds of Change," and I can't help but think of the classic Scorpions, good stuff. But anywho, yeah, they got a new album coming out. I think it's called "Traveler's Tales," if I'm not mistaken. But I'm really excited to check this out. Like I said, this is Shadow Strike with a new song, Winds of Change. Rangers, go. Not a cover of Scorpions' Winds of Change, that's for sure. This ain't your grandpappy's Winds of Change here, folks. Oh man, what a song. Wow. I mean, just pulse pounding, heavy hitting. You know, it's so wild because, I mean, it's it's power metal through and through with some progressive metal elements, like some symphonic style element. I mean, that keyboard was just insane. But what I find so cool is they really rode a fine line while, and probably the main difference would have been the vocals that would have kind of changed the way this song was, because I could almost see this song being somewhat of like a epic symphonic metalcore song, or melodic death metal to a degree, but more, I'd say, metalcore, or something that isn't necessarily fully death metal, but metal with kind of a harsh vocal, almost maybe punk style. It's hard for me to really kind of think of what I'm looking for. Maybe kind of like something like The Used, or something like that. So I think some of that was kind of the early onset of what somewhat became metalcore, and metalcore now as a whole. I'm no metalcore expert, so I really should even be commenting on all of this, but anywho, long story short, is this song, it's so heavy, and some of the beats and the riffs and the rhythms, and even the structure of the song, and some of the melodies, especially kind of like with the vocal delivery and things, it really, really, to me, sounds like it could have just, because it's very heavy, it's very edgy, and it could have gone into that metalcore style realm, I think, if the vocals were more in that vein. So really, 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 really cool song that, again, is power metal, but boy, is it power metal with an edge, with a very somewhat modern feel. I think that lends to a bit of that metalcore vibe, just because it's got a lot of that modern metal sound, but while retaining the elements of power metal, and then with some progressive metal thrown in for good measure, and just killer keyboard work. But anywho, so when the video first started and you heard that little tune and it showed like the logo and all that stuff, you know, sometimes these songs, like, they bait me in, where I think that the little intro tune is like part of the song, but it ends up kind of just being a little intro for their logo or whatnot, and then it goes silent, and then the song starts. And I get suckered in every time. And I was like, yo, this sounds so sick. And then it stopped. And I was like, oh, it's another one of those where this isn't the song. Like. So now, let's see what happened. And before I could even finish my thought, Home Slice starts up on them keyboards. And I was like, okay, all right, this is sick. So it's like my hype was up here. And then it started dropping, once that little intro tune went away, started dropping, there was silence, and then the song starts with Homeboy on the keyboards, and right back up to super hype. That intro keyboard work was stunning, so sick, kind of dark, melancholic, very uh, sets a mood. It had a power within it, within just the melody, and just in the tones, and it just really created this epic and awesome feeling, leading into when the full song kind of started. So I mean, that keyboard intro was just spectacular, spectacular, and the keyboard all the way through was just spectacular. Let's be honest, everything all the way through was killer. I mean, the guitar work, yeah. Then the song kicked off, and it was speedy, very speedy guitar riffs and momentum of the song. And then the solo was nuts. The keyboard solo was nuts. All that good stuff. Yeah, the guitar work was stunning. The bass work was killer. The drums, oh man, some awesome, awesome fills in there, and keeping up the momentum, and just the power behind the drums too was really impressive. And the power behind the whole song was amazing. And let me tell you something too, folks. they have mastered the art of like the chant, the choir chant. I mean, all those moments when you kind of hear just like the chant, you know, all the voices, you know, kind of chime in. Epic, epic, just so epic. You know, this song has such a grand, epic feel to it that it just almost as if it couldn't even be contained. You know, it just it is full of so much power and just cinematic style quality to it. Just talk about just the massive sound, and everything sounded so crisp and clean. There's so much happening between the different instruments and then the vocal melody, and but you could hear everything nice and clear, and it all worked together to just build this really grand epic soundscape. And that's always something that, you know, is just impressive when so much can, not only songwriting wise, be handled to be cohesive and fit together, but then also on the production side, that everything is just mixed very, very well so that's all distinct, and nothing sounds muddled or anything like that. And then the vocals, I mean, dude's got a voice on him, you know? And so this song is very heavy. You know, it's got moments where there's almost practical like breakdowns, like it's just really, really heavy. There's some really heavy beats in there, kind of like break beat type thing. It's just really, really heavy stuff. But then you get kind of into the chorus, and yeah, you have like the choir chanting, which gives like an epic feel to it. But then the chorus also like starts to soar as well and becomes very melodic. So there's so much elements here in this song that it just it really, really impressive to say the least. It's incredibly, incredibly impressive. And I'm giving this the Fantastique. If y'all didn't already see that coming, which, and those of you who don't know, on this channel, that's the highest praise that we give a song, when it just really completely blows us away. You know, it blows me away. I give it the Fantastique here. And if you see folks in the comments of the video saying Fantastique, then you know that's just what we give on this channel as the highest praise when a song is just absolutely incredible. So this gets the Fantastique. Easy, really, really sets the bar high for this upcoming album. Again, I think it's called Traveler's Tales. I'm looking super duper forward to it because this was just incredibly impressive. Incredibly impressive from start to finish, from a technical side to a just sound side to an epic side to structure. Just everything was just so tight and so well done, and ripping and heavy and melodic and epic and soaring. And I mean, this song's really got everything in there. You know, it's gnarly. But anywho, that's what I got for you folks here today. Let me know in the comments down below. What'd you think of this song here? What did you think of this bad boy? Are you looking forward to the upcoming album? Let's talk about it in the comments down below, and I'll catch you all next time. Ranger.